I appreciate you being with us, and always a pleasure to have you on board with us on this Wednesday morning. Makia, how are you?
I'm good. We're halfway through the week, Steve. It's moving right along.
We're getting there, right?
Yeah. Hopefully we got some good weather to look forward to today. Tucka?
Allegedly.
Sorry, we're talking about something very important over
I'm
here.
Googling the average height in America. Do you want to know?
Yes, how tall we are.
It's 5, according to the AI overview on Google, it's 5'3.5" for women, and it's 5'9" for men. But I don't believe that. That seems kind of tall for men.
Well, and also kind of...
How tall are you?
I'm
average.
Listen, I'm going to share with you very quickly. I ran into a viewer yesterday, and he said, you are taller than I expected.
Everyone says that.
Really? I get the opposite of that.
Let's do the weather forecast quickly. You probably don't want to have us analyze how tall we all are here for
I
the rest
would
of the
love
morning.
to analyze how tall
Okay,
we
let's
are.
go quick. 74 degrees in Washington. We're warm and sticky. Here's the good news. A few showers overnight, but we're not expecting a lot of rain later today. We are going to be kind of in and out of the clouds. A warm, sticky day. Temps in the mid to upper 80s, but we are not featuring a lot of rain and thunderstorms this afternoon. Just 1 or 2, so that's great news. More in just a moment. Off to a 5'3.5" Annie Mae.
I'm literally not 5'3" at all. We'll take a look here, 601. This is 95 in the northbound direction. We're looking at something new here. Virginia 610 is kind of where it's located. An incident, right lane is going to be blocked if you are traveling through Quantico, 95 northbound there. That is after the Marine Corps base. We'll get you some updates on that, but you're going to start seeing some delays this morning if that's where you're traveling. Back to you.
All right, Annie Mae, thanks very much. Happening today, the man accused of killing a young mother in the district is expected back in court. Police say 28-year-old Hakeem Jones fatally shot 25-year-old Jamila Gales back in April on Kenyon Street Northwest, less than 2 months after he was released from prison. The victim's 2-year-old son was initially the subject of an Amber Alert, but was later found unharmed. Jones's preliminary hearing is set for later this morning.
In Fairfax County today, our preliminary hearing is scheduled for Abdul Jalloh. He is the man accused of stabbing and killing a woman at a bus stop in Alexandria. 32-year-old Jalloh is charged with second-degree murder in the death of 41-year-old Stephanie Minter. Prosecutors say Jalloh is a homeless illegal immigrant with an extensive criminal record, including a 2018 arrest for forcible rape.
The man accused of recording himself touching women's hair on Metro is now set to face a judge. Brian Betancourt, also a pardoned January 6th defendant. He's been in jail since April.
Fox 5's Maureen Ume is live outside of D.C. Superior Court this morning in Northwest with more details. Maureen, good morning.
Good morning. So, yeah, this trial gets underway at 9:30. This is a non-jury trial, so it'll be up to a judge to decide if Brian Betancourt is guilty of simple assault charges. That is what he is facing this morning when he goes before the judge. The charges stem from videos, as you'll recall, that we'll show you now, that surfaced online earlier this year, showing a man approaching women on Metro and touching their hair. Prosecutors say that man is Betancourt and that he live-streamed the encounters on X. He was arrested in March and pleaded not guilty. Betancourt was initially allowed out of jail with GPS monitoring, but then he was later rearrested after prosecutors accused him of stalking a woman while he was out. Court records say he repeatedly contacted her online and then at one point live streamed while looking for her outside the U.S. Supreme Court. That is a separate case. Betancourt may also be familiar because of his role in the January 6th Capitol riot. He served 4 months in prison after pleading guilty in that case, but was later pardoned by President Trump. Now, today's trial was originally set for last month, but was postponed after Betancourt's attorney asked for more time to review evidence that was turned over by X. Now, again, the judge today will only be hearing about the simple assault charges that Betancourt is facing. It is, again, a non-jury trial. Only the judge will decide, and that begins at 9:30. We'll be inside and bring you updates when we get them. Back to you in the meantime.
In the wake of incidents like that, Metro is making more moves to protect its drivers. By next year, Metro says all of its buses will have fully enclosed barriers. This days after dramatic video was released showing a driver being attacked in Silver Spring. Another rider on that bus eventually seen confronting the suspect, helping to move him away from the driver and the bus. Meantime, Metro's largest workers' union says that's not enough. They're continuing to push back against a policy requiring bus operators to announce fares to riders. The union, the ATU Local 689, said that move could lead to even more trouble for drivers.
A heads up for those living and working in Alexandria this week. The city is conducting maintenance of several roads, including repaving streets in Del Rey, Old Town, and the Rosemont area. We're told some concrete work is also planned for Overlook Drive, Orlando Place, and Manor Road. Residents should watch for temporary no parking signs. Cars left in work areas could be ticketed or towed.
All right, to the beach we go once again. A lot of folks out there getting their early workouts in, running down the boardwalk. If you look to the far left, right along the shoreline, some tents or some chairs already out there. Yeah, there's another jogger coming through.
What's your favorite snack on the boardwalk at the beach, Steve?
You know, I was just thinking about that because clearly I like the boardwalk fries, which you can't go wrong with that. But one of those places down there has some pretty good like waffles that you can get out there as well, which are really good.
I'm a fractured prune kind of girl. You know I love donuts. So those are like the hot cake donuts out there.
That's good stuff too.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm making you hungry this morning.
Just carrots and celery sticks for me when I'm out there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay,
Got to keep the beach body looking good.
Yeah. Also, he doesn't let his body touch sand.
Oh, what?
No, I like sand, Steve. It's like I don't like that sun when it's like really hot on the beach.
He's not a beach guy, McKee.
Tucker, yeah, that's what I'm learning here. Tuck, you gotta, you know.
Listen,
be
I
comfortable with
would
it.
love an opportunity to go down to the beach. We got to start doing zip trips down there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right?
I would love that.
Exactly. Hey, quickly, it's seasonal day. Heat and humidity will be back, but more like mid to upper 80s later this afternoon. And the best part, I think that the chances for severe weather, strong thunderstorm activity is pretty limited today. So we should mostly be looking at just kind of a partly sunny afternoon. 74 degrees this morning in Washington. Yeah, warm and sticky out there. Dulles, BWI, Marshall, both 72. Quick look at the satellite and radar. Couple light sprinkles and showers overnight. Most of it has dissipated here, and we're off to a quieter start. And with a front in the neighborhood off to our north today, and you can see decaying thunderstorm complex over Kentucky and portions of Ohio this morning. We are going to be in quieter conditions. So we'll have a mix of clouds and sun, yes. Temperatures in the upper 80s, yes, humidity, but just a limited chance of a shower or thunderstorm this afternoon, about 10-20% chance. Should be a quieter afternoon for us. All right, before I toss to Eddie May, we've got Fox Local app. I used it yesterday. Make sure you download it today. Absolutely free, and it will give you all the latest news, weather, traffic. All your news stories are right there. So QR code it today. It's fabulous and it's amazing. It's basically Makia talked about it most of the time in commercial breaks. So that's really
on
what you want.
On maternity leave, she was just watching that.
Yeah,
every day.
Lived on it. Hey, the fan club, let's do it. We've got off to school, Amanda G. in Stafford.
Aww.
Welcome to the first day of 7th grade, TJ. Knock it out of the park. Absolutely love it, TJ. Have a great 7th grade. What a great year. Stafford, Amanda, checking in. Everybody's off to school. Let's celebrate whoever you want to celebrate.
Was 7th grade middle school for you? Was that the first year of middle school?
It was middle school, yeah.
Right?
Those were rough years, yeah.
Right? Because like I know some schooling
grade.
systems do 6th grade. Mine didn't. It was just 7th and 8th. Okay, you guys will be happy to know that I have ordered a tape measure and it will be arriving soon. And I will be measuring all of you. We'll take a look here. 95 in the northbound direction, crash there at Virginia 610. We're following along with. You can see the massive kind of red zone leading up to that. Right lane is blocked. We'll see if he can get you drive time there. But just keep in mind, it's going to slow you down this morning if that's where you're traveling. 95 northbound, looking at your total drive time here, Woodbridge to Springfield. It's about 15 minutes for 14 miles, so no incidents there. Looking at 10 minutes in Oxon Hill, Interloop local lanes. We were looking at an incident yesterday, Branch Avenue. Yeah, okay. No! If we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. Seriously. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. I don't know who's next. Somebody else.
6'4"? Wow.
Steve, you're next.
Numbers game. All right, we'll get back to that in a minute. In the meantime, new reports indicate that ICE might be considering giving agents gloves that could deliver painful electric shocks. In a notice published by DHS, ICE apparently plans to spend $20 million on what they call de-escalation devices by next March. The tools would function like normal patrol gloves until officers activated the electrical mode. The ACLU rep said they do not believe officers will appropriately use the gloves and question the need for them. DHS says the solicitation for what was apparently a no-bid contract could be published as early as Friday. Officers must complete a course and be recertified every 2 years to use the devices.
Yeah, you recorded us. You almost ran us over.
I didn't almost
You
run
almost ran us over.
You're
Stop
so
playing.
Dramatic video of a Northern Virginia woman's encounter with ICE raising serious questions this morning. During that intense encounter, Carolina Molina says that an ICE agent pointed a gun at her face. She says that it was after she came across what looked like ICE agents attempting to arrest 2 men. Molina shouted toward the agents as she drove by, condemning them and telling them what they were doing was wrong. And when she tried to make a U-turn, well, that's when she says things escalated.
If I did try to run someone over, you would think I would get arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And none of those things occurred because they were all lies. Once I said, I have video, I have dash cam, they went on their merry way.
DHS has responded saying, quote, an anti-ICE agitator began to drive her car in circles around our ICE officers and then attempted to harm officers by weaponizing her vehicle against them, all in an attempt to help illegal aliens get away. Fearing for their safety, ICE officers conducted a vehicle stop of the driver. Necessary background information of the driver was also taken, and she could face a criminal prosecution as a result of her actions, end quote. Steve?
It's been a year since President Trump declared the crime emergency in D.C., deploying thousands of National Guard troops to hit the streets. Right now, the president's deployment to tackle crime in some parts of the nation's capital involves about 4,000 troops. That number spiked to 5,000 for America 250 celebrations over the summer. We talked with Notice reporter Michael Bryce-Sadler about the impact of federal troops and agents in the city so far.
The crime spiked in the city a few years ago in 2023, and since then, pretty much all types of crime have been trending downward. But what the National Guard did that some people, I think, have found beneficial is simply being a visual deterrent.
The deployment is expected to continue through the rest of President Trump's term and cost an additional $1.4 billion. Still to come, the death toll continuing to rise in Colombia after that big earthquake earlier this week. The latest on the rescue efforts.
Plus, the first ever Patriot Games wrap up inside the final day of the inaugural games, pitting student athletes across the country against one another for a chance at a college scholarship. We'll have that next, but first, before we head to break, just a preview of this week's Zip Trip. We are headed to Haymarket, Virginia in Prince William County. So come on out, say hello to me, Jacqueline, and Tucker on Washington Street near the Town Hall this Friday. We'll be there from 7:45 a.m. until 11. If you can stop by again, come on out and say hello. Look forward to meeting you. We're back after this.